said, it is the takeover. The takeover has begun. Teofimo Lopez, whether you hate him, whether you like him, you're still gonna watch him. And that's the truth. You will see me. You will see the one that says world champion.
Welcome to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to all the sponsors of the channel. All the information is in the description box. And follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter at BoxingFirst Now this is the official game day breakdown and prediction video for Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Commey. It's going to be the co-feature on the Terrence Crawford versus Mean Machine card, going down New York City, Madison Square Garden tonight. It's going down. For the people that's new to the channel, when it comes down to breakdown and prediction videos, I'm one of the best in the business in terms of breaking down the fight. If you need evidence, you can listen to all of the breakdown and prediction videos on the channel. No exaggeration, about 90% of the time I get it right. I get it accurate. Now, how I break things down is I break down what each fighter does well, then I break down what to look for, then I break down how I think the fight gonna go and give you the winner. Now, I'm gonna start off with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is the hot prospect. He's the guy with all of the physical tools. He's the guy with the buzz. He's the guy with the hype. He's the guy that people think can be the next guy or one of the next guys in boxing. As boxing fans and boxing hardcore fans and casual fans, the job of boxing is to build up these guys, these hot prospects, and make them into stars. And it's really up to the boxer to shine when the lights are bright. And 9 times out of 10, it's a championship fight, or the hot prospect is going to take out the older guy with the name, almost a passing of the torch. So we've seen this throughout history. Teofimo Lopez has all of the physical tools. He can jab, got a nice hook. He can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. Speed. I mean, he has everything that you would want in a hot prospect. It's really just a matter of whether he can put it all together in a championship fight. Now, from a technical standpoint, Teofimo Lopez is going to have to battle himself from a emotional standpoint in this fight. Teofimo Lopez cannot afford to get tired in this fight. So he really needs to be careful in terms of the energy that he uses early in the fight. Second thing with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to have a choice to make. He could either put on a Floyd Mayweather type performance when he fought Gennaro Hernandez and won his first title, or he could try to make a statement, guts and glory, and try to really put a stamp on his career and on this event on the road to winning his first title. He needs to be very careful with that decision, because the person he's facing, if he decides to go guts and glory, I don't know if he walks out of here with a W. That's number 2. The third thing with Teofimo Lopez is a discipline. He has to be disciplined in this fight, in terms of distance. He can't get caught in between with Richard Commey. He cannot get caught in between. What I mean by that is he either needs to be in or he needs to be out. Mid-range is where Richard Commey wants to be. It's best case scenario for Richard Commey from not only an offensive standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint as well, because it gives him an option to back out of shots or walk into shots, just smother shots. So Teofimo Lopez has to be very careful in terms of distance in this fight. So those are the three things that I'm looking for in terms of Teofimo Lopez. Now, moving on to Richard Commey. Richard Commey doesn't have as much physical skill as Teofimo Lopez, obviously. But the one thing that Richard Commey has over Teofimo Lopez is experience, and he's been in a dog fight before. He's been in a championship fight. We all remember Richard Commey from the Robert Easter fight, and they went to war, man. Like, they really, really went at it. And Richard Commey made his name off of that fight, even though he lost that fight. And there's some people that thought Richard Commey won that fight. Richard Commey is a good fighter. The difference is the machine is not behind Richard Commey. The machine is behind Teofimo Lopez. It's in Top Rank's best interest for Teofimo Lopez to win this fight, because then they could set up Vasyl Lomachenko, and they had some other situations that they could set him up for. Richard Commey needs to do these things. Number one, weather the storm early. First 2-3 rounds, Teofimo Lopez going to have that young energy. He's going to come out trying to look spectacular. Richard Commey needs to weather the storm. First 2 rounds, he need to weather the storm. During those first 2-3 rounds, he needs to put in some effective body work. He needs to put some effective body work in, because Teofimo Lopez has a clear speed advantage over Richard Commey. Second thing Richard Commey needs to do, he needs to jab to find his range. He needs to jab to find his range. Jab to the chest, jab to the stomach, and as he's doing it, inch closer to Teofimo Lopez and close that gap. The closer he gets to Teofimo Lopez, the less he has to worry about the speed. When he's outside, the speed is going to be a problem for him. But the closer he gets, the better he can kind of manage and gauge the speed of Teofimo Lopez and get adjusted to it throughout the course of the fight. The third thing for Richard Commey is he's going to have to throw with Teofimo Lopez at some point during this fight. He's going to have to throw with him. I think for him to hurt Teofimo Lopez and get him in trouble, he's going to have to throw a punch with him at the same time and hope his get there first. So Richard Commey needs to be throwing some short shots on the inside, short shots mid-range, because he wants to stay defensively responsible. Now, how I feel about this fight and how it's going to go, this is a tough one, man. Like, I'm not even going front. Like, this is a tough one. Like, Teofimo Lopez could easily box his way to a unanimous decision in this fight. When I break down fights, I always ask myself, who can fight their normal fight and win? And who has to go out of their norm and they need cooperation from the opponent in order to win? Teofimo Lopez can fight his normal fight and win by unanimous decision and wide. Richard Commey is the one that needs to be outside of the norm, and he needs some cooperation from Teofimo Lopez. How I think this fight is going to go is I think Teofimo Lopez is going to come out real hot early in this fight. He's going to make it exciting. I think Richard Commey is going to survive those first couple of rounds. I think Richard Commey is going to do some really, really good work throughout the middle of the fight. And I think there's going to be times in this fight where Teofimo Lopez is going to have to answer some questions in terms of when he lands a shot on a guy and a guy's just not going to lay down and just fall, how is he going to react? I think Teofimo Lopez is going to come out a little reckless early. I think he's going to settle down mid-rounds late. I think Richard Commey is going to really, really put the pressure on him. I'm going to predict that Teofimo Lopez is going to win a unanimous decision. I would not be surprised if it's a split decision. I think it's going to be a close fight. And I think these rounds are going to be judged, especially middle rounds on, is going to be judged on what you like. Do you like the guy that's aggressive, that's coming forward, or do you like the guy that's boxing? And I think Teofimo Lopez is going to go out there and box from the middle rounds on, and I think that's going to win him the fight. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 7-5 Teofimo Lopez. This could be controversial. And I know this is not a popular prediction, but I'm not in it for popular prediction. I call what I see, and I think Richard Commey is really going to dig down deep and try to get this one, but I think Teofimo Lopez is going to sneak out of here with a win and is going to be the new champ of the world. I think 7-5, possibly 8-4. Probably going to have some people saying 6-6, but I think it's going to be a really tight fight, and I think it's going to be the fight of the night for sure. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.